Oh, that's gonna be fun. After AI the Somnium Files, we're gonna play the real deal, huh? Yes. Let's see how this goes. There are 2 modes to play, novel and adventure. You can switch. The video quality is insane. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize. But how do I stop? With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. It's actually the exact same as an AI, what the fuck?
Whoa!
It's the exact same. His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold grey floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah! What the hell? A bed? I fell pretty far. That really hurt. Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it. An earthquake! But it's shaking too fast for that. Anyway.
It's exactly the same. Oh, this is so cool.
Am I?
Wait, I wonder if my notes from yesterday are still working here. I actually wonder. They should be, right?
What's that sound? That's 5. What's this 5 mean? It won't open. What's this? Is this keeping the door shut? Hey! Hello?
The sound effects are the
Is anyone
same.
there? Open the door! Huh? What the hell is this? A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door. What? How do I take this off? Maybe pushing something on this will work? Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off. No good. This stupid thing won't come off. What the hell is the deal with this thing?
I'm really curious. I got my notes here from yesterday. I wonder if they still work.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head. Huh. This is... Hold on. Am I on a ship? I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside. Huh? What the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here? What the hell? God damn it! Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
The music is also the same.
It's not stopping.
It's just this 1-to-1, huh? It's just like from 999 to AI.
Not good. Not good at all. Okay. I need to find a way out, and fast.
Okay. What is that? So let's just take the map. Operations during an escape. During an escape, you are restricted to an area. You'll go search around to uncover how to unlock the door. There are items and hints in the room that will help you escape. Use the cursor to select locations to find suspicious to search the room. Use LB or RB to walk around the room. Left stick controls. Move the left stick during an escape to use the cursor. Press X to speed up the movement. Press A to search where the cursor is placed. Okay, wait, me? Oh wait, menu. Oh, huh. What is flow? Oh my god, no! They're having the same! They're having the same as in AI! No! Oh boy, we're gonna go different routes again! Oh my god. Calc? About items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. Pressing Y will take you to the item screen. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So the notice is same. Okay. Press switching out items in the hand. Press up to quickly change items in between. Okay. There's a picture of a ship in it. The screw is keeping the back on. Okay, we can't do anything with the sink. This is the only drain in this room. Red key here.
I should probably hold on to this key. Huh. Oh, what's up with my face? I look like a zombie. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and... I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
So this...
Man, work was rough today.
I was yesterday wondering, like, what was like this whole thing about, like, why is Aiba saying, like, I'm home while, like, she's an AI? Like, there's... That kind of confused me a bit, but I see that it was just, like, actually one-to-one now from 999.
Huh? A breeze.
I found a D&D on it.
That's weird. Did I leave that open? Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it. What? Who are... I can't...
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen. You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him... Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not. Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen. What the hell is going on? Why me?
You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The nonary game. Huh.
What the hell is a nonary game?
God damn it!
What I wanna do though, I think I can only change the audio from the main menu. So I feel like he's a bit quiet.
The nonary game, the nonary game.
Let's up the audio a little bit more. Lucky me, I already know who everything is. Lucky me. Okay, and there's a little blue key in the bottom of this pot. Odd. Keys blue, it's supposed to open something else blue. Devil here? I don't think Devil's here, no. But I kinda wonder, wait. Can we? Skip this shot. During an escape, your investigation may trigger one of several minigames. All operations for the minigames are done by using left stick and A. Some minigames will require you to manipulate something, while others will only require you to apply the right object or press the right thing. Operation instruction. Pressing the dial will cause it to move to the next number. Enter 4 numbers this way and then press the key. If the numbers are correct, it will unlock. So wait, from my notes last time. Red was 7485. My notes from AI still work. Let's go. There's a number in each one. 1, 2, 3. Well, technically, I already know how to solve. Like, technically, we can just straight up go to the door. Because I already know it. Huh. 0, 2, 6, 3. See if numbers work at the keel. It looks like it's working. Yes. All right, let's open it up. It opened. Looks like there's something in here. What's this? A file. If you find any documents or notes during an escape, the information contained in them will be available on the file screen. Press right to open the file screen. Alright, let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, okay, we know this. We know this. We know this. We know what a digital root is. So key cards. Alright. It's cool now that they actually took like the tutorial stage of it. Calculate can also mean calculate digital root, which will be important to the progression of the story. Oh, so I don't need my own calculator. I can just like... Oh wait, so... It can also do the digital route. So the digital route yesterday was 671. Should be 15. Like 5, but then yeah, okay. Yeah, 5. That's correct, yeah. You only play games I really love? I'm getting to the best games. Move to run in 3D. That's pretty cool. I still like that they actually just took like this 1-to-1. And you also don't have a time limit, it seems like. Because in Somnium Files you had like 5 minutes, right? What does that mean? I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright, let's slide the cards in and see if they work. And... Huh? It's not working. Why? Damn it. No, that's right. I still have cards I haven't used. I'm gonna make this work using different cards. Well, here, the red cards. Damn it, not again. But there aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. Of course! The files! The file said something about a digital route. A digital route, huh? What am I supposed to do with? There's a 5 on that door. Do I have to get a digital route of 5? I'm not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital route of 5 through the reader. Operating instructions. Use the left stick and A to select 3 cards. The digital route of the selected cards will be displayed. Selecting reset will deselect all currently selected cards. After you have selected 3 cards, use the left stick and A to select the device. 6, 7, 1. Boop. Alright, I think this is gonna work. There we go. That's a new noise. Huh? Did it just unlock? Well, the light was red and now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Oh, this is cool. You also have like just the novel screen. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow! My head. Wait, is it over? Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn.
It's pretty cool that you like actually have like Junpei struggled to his feet in the still rushing water.
Well, better than drowning, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what I think was better.
Am I in a hallway?
I think like the novel screen might be better because like you get more information out of it. The water that flowed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of the short staircase.
A door! Another door! Damn this water! Ugh. Let me go! Huh, yes, it opened!
You don't get like the information. The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw?
What?
Like to exactly what he's doing.
Hell?
You don't see it in adventure mode. In adventure mode you only see what he's saying, right?
This is the inside of a ship? Well... yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a... Wait, what the hell? A wave?
Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here. C deck.
His actions and thoughts, yeah.
B deck. Hurry! Hurry!
As he ran, he glanced quickly at the planes mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next.
He took the stairs two at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead.
What?
Whoa! God damn! Who is she? Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye. He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he had seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. On the right side, 3 more.
A lot of people.
All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They had stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He had done the same, of course, and now they stood there, staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next in the middle of the stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one of us now.
A dancer?
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little and her prodigious jewelry little more.
No, I'm not. You better get moving.
With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the door behind him.
Okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair? Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a quick glance at Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering.
One of us, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of grey in his hair. His composure and shock of his hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
The next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he was sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seems very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like. Temu Alucard?
That's 9 of us then.
Yeah, it's like you don't get any of those information when you do Adventure Stream. What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
Wait! They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
He turned just in time to see more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
What's that all about?
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go!
Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Thrown off balance by the man and recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Man, that was dangerous.
Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right, 4.
And this one says 5. They're the same.
The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to
The room
himself.
I woke up in had a number on the door just like that.
You too.
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at
My cell
Silver.
was the same. A number upon the door.
So each number is them. Okay, so we're number 5 then, I guess.
Ran down the hallway outside and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspected the rest of you.
It was as though the floodgates had been opened and they all began to talk at once.
Me too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved the puzzle to escape. They had all ended up in the same room. As though they had been guided there.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running.
Open! Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. It's our door. However,
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way!
the mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared. He took a few steps back, then threw himself at the door. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no sign of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again.
A body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned towards door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight onto it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he would suspect it. Junpei punched the door. It did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He had barely finished the thought when the sea deck plate he'd passed on his way upsprang, unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he would met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she had seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Oh goddamn! Hello. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment, that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at the walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Jumpy. Jumpy. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memories returned.
Akane.
Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They had gone to elementary school together for 6 years. Childhood friend, let's go! But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he had thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment,
What?
What's that voice?
they had hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. The 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
that guy in the gas mask!
Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary game.
What the hell's that?
The voice continued, implacable.
What is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. Bro, I was already... He's pulling his cock out! The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pockets of his pants. He felt a telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
His request had been delivered to Junpei, who after a short moment of surprise did as he had been asked.
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. So this thing on my arm is a bracelet.
Okay. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much of the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
The voice finished and the speaker went silent.
I hear a bell. I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away, the 10th never came.
It rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
It's kind of like Saw vibes. The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others.
Whew. Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the nonary game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us, or does he have some other purpose? And why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence.
Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can work with that.
Then let's go.
Whoa! What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across
See?
it.
The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
And you're saying we won't sink till then?
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A-Deck and C-Deck.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on.
How about we check C deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase, too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door. And I don't see an authentication device either. Nope. It's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try.
Damn!
It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two of us trying. It's very well made.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Huh?
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the
What's
doorknob.
this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot.
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Hmm?
Pinkhair was looking at double doors they hadn't examined
More
yet.
doors.
I think they're elevators. There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Huh. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too. What is this? It looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H.
Junpei stared at it for a
This is
while.
the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol.
Then the mark on the other door.
I think that was the sun symbol. We saw the same symbols on A deck.
We did?
I don't remember that.
A deck, huh? Huh. I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
We may as well check again since we're talking about it.
Ein's words urged them on, and they took the stairs up.
There, the two doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows, too. Huh. They're all covered.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Then Mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, two of them at least.
Shouldn't be like the best part, like to ask for their names, just to like have like better conversation going on.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned towards the door with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block
We'd
them.
have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. The argument grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey, shut up!
They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Jumpy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
She pointed towards
We're
Junpei.
childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
It seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
He smirked.
All right, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, San means 3. So, I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
Bro, you're a fucking weirdo.
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of the bracelets read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is...
But no one can remember this shit if they do it like that. They already forgot it then.
8.
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake.
Snake! Snake, is that you? Oh my god!
What a thrill.
My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes, clearly. Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind.
You can't see?
I knew it.
He had kept his eyes closed during the entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next!
There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair.
I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 2. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet.
Alright, my number's 5. So my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
The dancer cut him off in
I
mid-sentence.
mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh, yeah.
They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean, It doesn't seem...
It doesn't seem fair to Jumpy.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his.
I kind of fidgeted awkwardly, and Junpei decided he had to do
What's your
something.
bracelet number?
It's 6.
She hesitated for a moment, and then held out her left hand. As she would claim the bracelet's face showed a 6, Junpei looked at it for a moment and
All right
thought...
then. Why don't we call you June?
June?
Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June.
Jumpy?
Akane kneaded her hands, and I looked at Junpei, so uncertain. He smiled back at her
Are
reassuringly.
you good with that?
Yeah.
She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his
So
head.
this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace. 2 is Snake. 3 is Santa. 4 is Clover. 5 is me. 6 is June. 7 is Seven. And 8 is Lotus. That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet numbers. The only one left is...
That glasses guy with hair like a bird's nest.
You haven't said a thing so far.
I completely forgot he exists. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. He was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. And the girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hand on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here, and you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
So you're 9?
Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let me show you. I'm gonna do this.
He's pulling down his pants! Oh, what the fuck? By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Silver Santa leapt forward towards Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when...
Stay back!
Suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket.
Ah,
He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck.
if you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Yeah, that's right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
He started to move backwards slowly, keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. And oh hey 999, heard a lot about this one on DS back then, but never played it now. So it's amazing apparently. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how it is. He gave a start as his back touched it and then glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here, verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
Just do it! He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, he stretched her left hand out towards the device. Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on a display above her hand, an asterisk appeared.
So that's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner pin. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then, should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was
Door 5. But why does this guy know so much about how this thing works? It's like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the lion, Ace.
You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right?
Yes, I am. So?
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hand, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin towards the device.
I'm coming over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
it. Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again and the second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers. 4 plus 1 is 5. It's the same as the number written on the door, but it won't open yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. One more person. If what Zero said is true, he needs one more person. Who? Who does he need?
Get back.
His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The 9th man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Added to the 9th man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. In other words...
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. A door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
Good! I don't need you anymore!
He let go of Clover.
Wait!
Junpei leapt towards the 9th man, but he wasn't as fast
Here!
enough.
She's all yours!
But he can't do it alone because they said like everyone that put like the hand down that needs to partake in it. So he can't do it alone. The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye.
He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
Clover, are you all right?
Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
Damn it!
And Junpei ran to the door.
Bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled.
Open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but
Shit! It won't budge.
that was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man.
Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied!
Lied?
This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong!
No, technically it's not wrong because like it's what he fucking told. It's what Zero told you.
This is wrong!
His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Ah, God damn it!
When Junpei grabbed hold of the device, he slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened.
Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god, there's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!
Bro, you are at your own fault, man. Like, what the fuck, dude? It was your own fault. Don't blame others. Like, God! The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room.
A beep?
All eyes turned toward it.
Did that thing just make that sound?
The display changed from engaged to vacant.
Let's see if we can open it.
7. The mountain swallowed hard.
Okay.
Junpei nodded and placed his hands on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel.
Well, it registered my bracelet number, but it won't open with one person. We need at least 2 more people.
What to do? With who do we want to go? God damn. I think I want to go with June, since they're like childhood friends, so... Let's go with Santa and June. Yeah, let's go Santa and June, I guess.
Santa and, June, you think you could give me a hand here?
The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. He verified, and she followed suit.
5 plus 3 plus 6 is 14. The digital root of 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. This should do it. Now we just need to pull the lever on the side. You guys ready? I'm gonna open it.
Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth.
Oh my god.
Good God.
Lotus and Ace shuddered. Seven grunted.
Whoa, that's pretty bad.
Even Santa's voice shook.
He blew up.
It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left. Her and she dropped. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. She crumpled to the floor.
June, are you okay?
Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat.
What the hell? Where'd this fever come from?
June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake.
Alright, okay, let's just rest for a minute, okay? You think you can walk?
She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair.
Here we go.
As gently as he could, he set her down in it.
How are you feeling? Are you alright?
She nodded, and as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face.
Why? Why did this happen?
Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief and choked by
Why
sobs.
did this happen?
Junpei spun
Do
around.
any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this nonary game? Come on! Anybody? Anything? What the hell is going on? What are we doing here?
No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines of mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by and eventually they stopped. The voice acting is pretty good in this game, though. That's pretty good. Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence.
It's 10 o'clock then.
Hey Skywalker, hi. Ace said what each of them had been thinking.
That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement.
Seven's deep voice echoed across the room.
Fuck! I've had enough of this crap!
Fuck! Santa left his feet, his fists clenched.
How long are we gonna pussyfoot around like this? We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero is going on about is up. Let's get going already! Go! Go!
Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke.
No, I refuse. I'm not gonna end up like him.
Him? You mean the 9th man?
Of course, who else?
In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again.
Blood. Oh, blood and pieces of flesh.
The dark reddish-black pool of blood, the scattered pieces of flesh, organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful.
There's no way for a person to die.
The 9th man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected that The detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest like the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach.
I think he just screwed up.
Eyebrows went up and Santa continued.
Probably set off some sort of trap and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive.
Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find it particularly humorous.
What's so goddamn funny?
Oh, my apologies. You were just, so very confident. I couldn't help myself.
What the fuck?
I think you've mistaken the situation.
Huh?
The ninth man's death. It had nothing to do with the trap. Or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did.
Then?
He broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it.
Huh?
You
He went there
still
alone.
don't- All right. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people?
He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. Right?
And after that? You've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say?
Santa furrowed his brow and thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said that everyone who verified had to go. Oh, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted to press.
All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute, right? I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through.
That is correct. A gold star for you, Junpei.
Snake inclined his head towards
The
Junpei.
ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed.
And Zero's watching us from somewhere, making sure we don't break any rules.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that.
Why not?
Because this execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us.
What do you mean?
Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity inside.
Very well. I see it must be me who tells you. I've waited long enough, I suppose. I had hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely.
He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts.
Do you know something?
Well, I know a great many things, but yes.
What is it you know?
Here.
Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket.
Card? What does it say?
See for yourself.
With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke.
Come on now, what's the point of giving me this?
Give me that.
Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned into confusion.
Huh? The hell is this?
Seven tucked it out of Santa's hands.
I see.
The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood.
This is Braille.
Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered with small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read
Sorry,
it.
guys, I can't read this. Here, have it back.
Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk.
Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card?
I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it is a message from Zero.
From Zero?
A message?
What does it say?
Suddenly everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand.
Calm down now. No need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it.
Junpei swallowed hard and waiting for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bums as he spoke.
Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet.
The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a red. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I'm afraid this might be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside of you and people who you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse, or timer.
Yeah, right? What a nice guy, he's helping the blind.
There is only one condition which will cause it to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate, no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds. If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you need only pull the lever at its side, and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red, in 81 seconds, you will be dead. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. So long as the doors open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate, which is 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that Wara's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode.
This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck.
Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket.
So it's saying only those who verify their numbers at the red can pass through the numbered doors. Teams can't add or subtract people after they're scanned in. The reds, deads, and bracelets enforce the rules. They're judge, jury, and executioner.
Shit! A fucking bomb! Come out! Come out, damn it!
Come on! In defiance of Zero's suggestion, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs, some simply stared at the bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach.
There's a bomb inside me.
The thought of it made him queasy.
Oh.
His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak.
What made Zero think creating this horror show of a game was a good idea?
Junpei looked over at the
All
others.
right. I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero?
They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke.
Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something?
Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once.
I saw that too.
I did as well.
Me too. I didn't see inside the mask, though. That mask, it was really scary.
Huh?
Oh, so all of our abductions were the same. We were taken from home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had a mask on. There was white smoke, and then each of us passed out. We woke up to find ourselves on D-Deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed.
How about you, Seven? Did the same happen to you?
Only 7 stories seemed to lack the detail of the others.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours.
That was all he had to say. It had occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
He hadn't done so, because there was something that struck him as even stranger.
So, I have a question.
It was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover.
Snake and Clover. You were both kidnapped from the same room, and you woke up together.
Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the two of you anyway?
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to
We're
hide.
siblings.
Siblings?
Yes.
Yeah?
Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand?
And Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised.
She is correct, of course.
He laid his hand on Clover's
Are
shoulder.
you, surprised?
Well, yeah, but
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance.
Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
Wait, you went to school together?
Yeah.
June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with this sudden attention.
Well, yeah.
And Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Huh, ring a bell.
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another, and like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time.
Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Most likely, Zero is simply the representative of a larger group.
What sort of organization?
It could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on! A guy's dead!
The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this.
Well, how many times does he want to say fuck?
If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues.
Even with the specter of death hanging over them, the discussions continued for some time. They're wasting all their hours,
I
man.
thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw up his hands, his voice filled with irritation.
Talking won't solve anything! It can't help us find our way out of here! Really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone there was already on the edge of panic. What Santa told them only made that feeling more intense. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
But
But what?
who's going to go in which door?
June looked towards the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Lotus looked
I'm
terrified.
telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
Ace shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over them, you got another thing coming.
That was the last
What the
straw.
hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
There was another long silence. This time Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
Does that work?
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped
If I
forward.
join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Jumpy did a quick mental calculation.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
11, 17, 22, that's 4. That works.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. The digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4.
He repeated what he determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4.
Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the 9th man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in the... Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk towards door
I'm
5.
going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
I mean, we would have to do everything anyway, right? Don't we? I did keep it. So choose a preference. I think I would just like go with what they do for now, because like it's all made up. It would be weird, I think, to just like mix them up again. Also because like he said like June would, it would be possible that June would also go to door 5, but I don't think June would like to see that. Well, I'm kind of curious myself to like what happened in door 5. I think the safest one would be 4. And also like everyone already like set up their mind. It's to 4. Decided that door 4 would be
I'll
fine.
go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June, Akane
It should be
Kurashiki.
fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk towards their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. For long they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a second, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever, his face tight with determination. He turned over his shoulders to look at Junpei and his companions.
Be careful.
As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the doors, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes.
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake.
Let's go!
The 3 remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with a heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? Please say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
Jun's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to a question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7.
There it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped.
The sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door.
Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing alright over there?
They would hear 7's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yep, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks! That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Now the dead is somewhere hidden. They have to find the dead. Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed towards door 4.
Now it's our turn. I'll go first.
They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei Bro. What the fuck is my neighbor doing? Top, did you hear that? Jesus. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but the faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back towards the red.
All right, let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever.
Run!
All four of them left through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist.
Oh, damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
Counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun, and a long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists. The numbered door behind them closed, the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back!
Yeah, no
We
shit,
need
dude.
to hurry and find the device.
Hey! Where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap! Start looking!
I already am!
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors lead to
Don't tell
cabins.
me the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess there were 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count.
Junpei ran to the nearest
We
door,
just need to open them all.
grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't open.
It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good.
Same here.
It's not moving!
Jun was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eyes caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking
There it
light.
is, at the end of the hallway.
Run! Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them towards the light. Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner
Come
panel.
on, everyone!
The other 3 quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa janked the lever downward.
Looks like it stopped.
His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that he had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
You could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger door were two smaller
Let's
ones.
try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered? Or perhaps he corrected himself, more lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol, but I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars?
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean...
We only have 2 more doors.
Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Junpei put his hand on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They had made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In unison, they pushed against their respective doors. And promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. And they turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, it did.
And Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke into the thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. I can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
No way, they have the mental lock sound from AI as well. The fucking mental lock sound. Okay. The vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose, sucking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's the brain made of? Can't say I would mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. Black and white design, looks like there's a room on the right side of this picture. Humans big what? Ah, cool, this is like how I... okay. Ooh. There's a little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs. It's for putting soap on. I used a shower once, so I know. You used the shower once! God damn! That's the bathroom wall. Oh, there's square tiles all over it. It's just a shower hand, there's nothing special about it. That's a shower knob. Let's see if anything happens when we turn it. No water's coming out. Jumpy, do you think there might be something on the shower curtain? Huh? Well, maybe. You wanna try closing it? There doesn't seem to be anything here. Yeah, you're right. Let's put it back. Oh yeah, why don't we go back to the living room? Okay, let's go back. No, that was the toilet. We haven't checked the toilet. Now let's check the toilet. There's nothing there. The tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it. A collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. There's nothing too suspicious about it. Okay. Oh wait, we haven't checked the other side of the curtain, right? Let's try closing it. Okay, there's also nothing here. Just a normal old shower curtain. A narrow shower and I'm standing in it with June. This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. What is this here? Matches. This box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Well, it wouldn't be like so obvious. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding and then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Oh no! Straight up with those fucking options now. Oh no! Guess I am.
Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Jumpy. How did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-Deck.
Damn straight.
But is that really the truth?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious.
Why, you're not acting suspicious or what? It's me. It's me who's the problem, huh?
I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
I mean, well...
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Are you acting suspicious here as well with asking those things?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
What? Junpei's heart stumbled over itself. How the fuck does that... What the
Do
fuck?
you want to know?
Oh my god. He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18.
You slut!
Time 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-Deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
It's a new dating game. it's a new dating game. June nodded, and for a few moments, she had the faraway look of someone in deep
Look
thought.
for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal.
What the fuck did you do at school that your teachers or the principal want to see you dead? What the fuck did you do?
or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
Yeah,
Oh, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Ah. Jumpy, what are you doing? We don't have the time to be relaxing on a sofa. It's a display case, but there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. It's a round wooden table. Can I go to the right side? No, okay. There's something behind us. Oh wait, behind us is just the speaker, right? Guess it's just. Oh no, it's just a light. It's just a light source. Okay. Where's you can't leave until you at sex room? In here, there's the bed. What the fuck is that bed even? It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's cause I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kinda sweaty. Hey, Jumpy, did you want to take a shower together? Whoa. Just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. Fuck. This isn't the painting. Is it a map? Looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great find. I think it will be really useful. Let's take it with us. It's not possible to use the map. Okay. Map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. While on the map screen you can examine the map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Pressing left stick and A will allow you to see a bird's eye view for that room. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
April 14, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into Earth. A tornado flowed for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is...
It can't be the actual Titanic. It must be a replica then. It can't be the actual Titanic, right?
A replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
Bro, do you see what fucking big of a ship that is?
No idea. But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past?
Bro, you don't understand people. There's so many weird people out there that would do anything.
It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Not at all, dude. They're a little crap.
Sorry, but I can't really say I believe in that kind of stuff.
Tact was not one of Junpei's many better qualities.
What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
A curse sank the Titanic.
Lady, go back to the asylum.
The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Ah, okay, here we go. Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra,
Uh-huh.
which was stolen from a pyramid.
Ryan, who stole it? Hitler? Who tried to get it back? Indiana Jones?
And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths.
Dude, ever since I played Persona 2, man, like, I just can't, man. Fucking Persona 2 brought, like, yo, what if Hitler did this in video games now? Just because they have him in the fucking game.
Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed.
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That's stupid. I don't buy it.
It's true!
How can you be so sure?
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. It was really mysterious, totally unbelievable.
What is so unbelievable about it?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes?
But she was a mummy.
That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Uh-huh.
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What?
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yup. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Junpei, my bro, forget about her. Just run. Just run. She is not worth it. Be a childhood friend, it's not worth it. She's gone. She's gone, dude. She's gone.
Well, yeah,
June and Junpei talked a little more and then went back to their investigation, but even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore. Would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. It's light, even if it's heavy. That's light. Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. I guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Oh man, is your fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. What's under the mattress though? And we don't have to worry about falling off? I toss and turn when I sleep. She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? Okay, did we check the drawer? A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside, surprising no one. Oh yeah, there's this part. It's like getting... yeah, kinda. The chair that goes with the dresser, and there's nothing particularly interesting about it. This is the mirror for the dresser, and now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's just not like there's anyone here you need to impress. Yes, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Ah, forget it, Jumpy. It's a dresser, and there's nothing on top. Uh-huh, a dresser key. A key? Do you think it's a key to the dresser? Wait, there's also like something on the side, but never mind, I guess. Okay, can we... wait, we... Is it maybe for here? The drawers are empty too. Okay, no, it's not for here. So we got matches and we got a key. So I'm guessing we need to light something on fire. There's nothing particular going on there. There's nothing in here either. Where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean, why? I'm just gonna go check up on them. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Sure thing. I'll leave the rest to you. Sure, leave it to me. Alright, off to the other room. Oh, okay, so I can... Interesting. Okay, so this room is basically the same, but it's filled. But this is not filled. It's a tile with a black and white pattern on it. There's a square tile in the frame. It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you can take it out. Uh-huh. Looks like a valuable vase empty though. It seems to be a room on the left side of the base. Okay, let's go to the toilet. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Oh, look, Junpei. There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. Oh, that's a shower head. This thing's a little shelf for putting soap on. Okay. That's the shower knob. I tried turning it, but no water comes out. Okay. What's with the curtain? There's no curtain here. Okay, this room doesn't have a curtain. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. The tank's empty too. Some toilet paper? We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Okay. Well, we can take the candle. We got matches for the candle. Candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. It's on an iron candlestick. It's a pretty big candle. If we light it, it will probably get really bright. Oh, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look really expensive. You want to take a look? There's another one of those tiles in there. This tile. I think I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I know. Kinda looks like the one we saw in the other room. Oh, Wayne, it's locked. We need to find the key. Is this key maybe for this? Guess it's the wrong key, never mind then. Okay. It's the wrong wooden table. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. I know, it's a shame I can't take it back with me. Hey, Junpei, that room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that will give us some light? Something that will give us some light. I wanna combine this with this. Action. Okay. Now we can go in here. With the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. But it goes so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Well, why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's flat there. At least it won't fall over. Oh yeah, good idea. Hey, it got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. This is the mirror for the dresser. Damn straight. Nothing weird about it though. Is lit candle sitting on top of the dresser? The dresser drawer is locked. Okay. So... let's see if this... yes, it worked. What's inside? It's not a tile. Okay. That's a chair for the dresser. A bottle full of water. I don't think we're gonna need this for anything. Hey Junpei, it's a cupboard. There's a freaking cupboard in here. Are you alright? Oh, don't give me that. Come on, a cupboard in a bedroom can only mean there's a safe in there. Really? Damn, there's nothing in here. Got me all worked up for nothing. What is this? Curtain. Curtain, huh? Well, it's got all these metal rings probably, so you could hang it from something, you know? Yes, but it doesn't look like a normal curtain. The way it feels, I think it's probably waterproof. Which would make it shower... would make it a shower curtain. A shower curtain, huh? Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious. Anything under the pillows? 2 pillows in a pile. Oh. A pile of pillows. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. What the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right, it's all bumpy. Oh, it's okay. Looks like a key. Yeah. So I'm guessing the key is then for here. Yes, it opened. All right, pull that shit open. Don't you think the pattern on that looks like something? Yeah, I think I saw it somewhere. Okay.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei a small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his pocket. Put your dick away!
Bookmark.
Oh. It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover
What
in
is
it.
this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things.
You hate yourself.
Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Oh.
Faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Is there one best Zelda rap or something like that? Do I want to know? I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Not really, but...
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to
What does
say.
a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck.
But there's this joke, it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and he pulls his dick out. What the fuck? What the fuck?
The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, all right?
Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands. What do you want to do? I mean, I can just take it, I guess. I don't see a reason not to take it. Yeah, just take it. Decided to take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
Alright,
Yeah,
sure.
why shouldn't he,
I'll
man?
take it.
This curse, we're gonna die now. Shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa and Junpei wondered? How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people. But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-ass number.
What the fuck?
Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What? Isn't that every number? Every number can be not the best or the worst, not the best or the worst. What the fuck is he on about?
What?
Yeah, what?
9 is a way better number.
How is 9 a better number?
So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made no sense. Yeah, he fucking makes no sense. What is he on about? Junpei was even more confused than before.
Play?
No.
play?
You mean like the stock market?
You mean like the stock market?
Nah, that's not what I mean. Why the hell would you think that? I mean, yeah, I do stocks too, but...
This last statement, more or less thrown away by Santa, caught Junpei very much by surprise.
You? A stockbroker?
Yeah, got a problem with that?
No, you don't look like the type.
What Junpei didn't say, of course, was that he didn't think Santa looked smart enough to be a stockbroker.
Man, that stuff's just like gambling, you know? All you gotta do is bet on the winning horse. Nothing that hard about it.
You sure sound pretty confident. So, are you betting on winning horses?
Course I am. You remember a couple years back when the stock for Cradle Pharmaceuticals shot through the roof? Stacked a few bills over that, if I do say so myself.
Was all Junpei could think of. He'd never even heard of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Fortunately, he was saved quickly from further embarrassment.
Hey, how long are you gonna stand around wasting time? Stop screwing around.
The voice screaming at them from the other room was unmistakably Lotus's. Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
The lady has spoken.
Santa sighed.
We better get back to work before we really piss her off. I don't want her beating me up.
And with that, Santa walked off slowly.
Hey, wait! We weren't done!
He started after Santa, intended to catch up with him. Lotus appeared from the next room, blocking his path. Her posture suggested she was not about to let him pass. There was nothing for it, he had lost.
Okay, I'll get back to work. Damn it.
Her glare suggested any other choice would not have ended pleasantly for him. And Junpei mumbled to himself under his breath and went back to his search. So we've got two though. But wait, can I? Hey Junpei, what tile you've got? You might think you're supposed to put it in one of those empty spaces. I mean, the pattern does look kind of the same, doesn't it? He's Ryan. I think it's so too. But if that is the case, you're going to need to collect all 3 tiles. Don't you think we should collect all of them before you start putting them in? Okay, we got the shower curtain. How do we, curtain? The curtain rods running along the ceiling. Let's put the shower curtain on the hooks. Let's try spreading the curtains. There's a hole! Well, that's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious people. I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out later. What he was on about? Somebody's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were into, like, those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Interesting, I see. You two are real idiots, you know that? So wait, if we go... here... What can we see here through it? There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright, from here I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Alright, looking through this hole I can see a right tile, 5th from the top, 3rd from the right. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Nothing strange here. Nope. The thing's not budging. Well, then that means it's in the other room. What's up? Are you going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. What do you think? You think you're her knight or her protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. Okay. It's this one. Here it is. Yes, that's the one. This one's loose. I think I can get undead with my nails and... Yes! Who would have thought this would be hidden in the bathroom, huh? You did a good job finding it. So one side has a design like the rest of the bathroom tiles, and the other side has the black and white design. I think I've seen that pattern somewhere before. So it's like that demon with the schnoz. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. It's a Mars key. Whoa, this is one of those Mars symbols. The door at the end of the hallway. It has a symbol engraved of the key on the keyhole. And it's gotta mean... Yes, we can use this key to get through the door. Nice. Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hands on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
Bro, it's like some freaky shit like an AI going on again, huh?
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
Alright, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly caught, and Junpei had expected at least some
I
conflict.
read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said.
Hey yo, Grim, hi.
It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they had all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What's this game, and why did the text cover almost the entire screen? Because I'm playing it in the novel mode. There's also like an adventure mode, but you don't get a lot of like the details that are actually happening, which is kind of unfortunate. This is how it normally
What
looks.
about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
Oh, I can't say the demon with the fucking, the elephant's schnoz. A Fanya Rinpa.
Funya Rinpa. See? I mean, this totally looks like one. And here, and here.
And Junpei indicated parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts. After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei.
What the hell is a Funya Rimpa?
What do you mean? What the hell is a Funya Rimpa? You mean you don't know?
How the hell would I know?
How could you not know? That's practically blasphemous. Oh, say you're sorry. Apologize to the Funya Rimpa. Goodness, you are such a rude woman.
Another 3 seconds of awkward silence went by. Lotus opened her mouth as she shook.
Junpei, are you just screwing around? Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog.
What?
See? Like this.
Lotus pointed out parts of the picture and eventually a dog took shape in them. Oh yeah, I can see it. It looked as though she had a point. Oh yeah, I can see it, yeah. It was a dog. Santa also nodded in agreement.
So, now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to
A
speak.
TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took 2 similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
These 2 pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the 2 pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same test and the same 2 pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up.
Move update now, don't give in. Don't give in. Bad.
Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. You can't stop me. I wish I could. Santa took an involuntary step backwards. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Wait, does this have something to do with that field? Or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Huh.
Psych!
The manner suddenly shifted and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
At last it seemed that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed staring at the picture of the dog.
Huh. A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Okay. Boah. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. Yes, it unlocked. Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Jumpy, let's go. Alright, let's go. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of the surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Kitchen. Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit. I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
No, not so fast.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But we don't need a key for that.
No good.
Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
See? Look.
Yes, yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced the path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus followed the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
The mental lock sound. Oh. This looks like a serving table. I would imagine food is put here after it's prepared so that the waiters and waitresses can take it out to the customers, but something doesn't seem right here. Why are there so many plates? Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Okay, well, excuse me! Well, excuse me, princess! 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. If you flip these over and they look like hats, the middle is super deep for a plate. They're soup plates. They're made that way so the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should try yourself a nice dinner out. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? I think there are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you are going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You are not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on the plate. Those plates are for serving meat. You really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. There's a voucher at the end of the counter. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says appetizers 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizers, 16 meat, 10 soup, and 15 seafood. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. And hexadecimal is? It's a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. You're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalent of hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A equals 10, B 11, C 12, D 13, E 14, F 15. And 10 equals 16. The 10 becomes 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added on the normal number system after 9. A10, B11, C12, D13, E14, F15, 10, 16, and so on. I think I get it. 9 is 9, even in hexadecimal. Okay. 10 is A in hexadecimal. They're 15. It says F on the voucher. There's 16 meat plates. 16 is written as 10 in hexadecimal. It's nuts. Wow, this pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June drinking tea. Could such a day ever happen to me? Jumpy. Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. A sink. It's still got water in it. There's a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they are gonna help us much. Got a whetstone. What are you planning to do with that? Oh shit, don't tell me you're gonna try and smash open the card reader. Are you an idiot? If you do that, we will never get out of here. Oh, yeah, I guess that would be bad, huh? This whetstone only is gonna be useful if we need to sharpen something. Maybe a knife. Maybe this table is for preparing food. There are plates everywhere. Trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. There's nothing in here. Hey, Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you would just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my. I don't recall asking you to do anything. I ought to throttle you. Squeeze me. Does it feel colder in here? Alright, it's going. Do you think it was all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board or somewhere. Looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked. It's sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. I wonder what this drawer is. You see the metal grate on top of the grill? They make it like so that the fat and juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Okay, anything else? Partition sits room, nothing special about it, okay. There are lights, buddy. Nothing weird about that. A lot of notes. You've got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. An iron oven looks pretty heavy duty. It's probably industrial quality. I bet you could cook anything with this. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Damn it, I knew it. It's locked. Okay, we need a number code. All we've got here is a pot and frying pan. I want a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, well, just a joke. Why so serious? There's a pot on top of the stove. There's some ingredients around here. I could cook something up for us. Lotus, you can actually cook? Who the hell do you think I am? You had better believe I know how to boil hot water and put in my instant noodles. And I can boil eggs too. Some bottles of seasoning. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel, and judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it would be a pretty sign. There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. This is probably a pantry. Cheese. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. Yeah, Ryan, why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. There's a little green bottle back there. Bottle of oil. Oh look, cooking oil. You could probably use this to make something slippery. Probably for the whetstone? To sharpen? Looks like some kind of large tin container. Well, it's empty. But boxes and things. Okay. This bolt is rusted in place, it won't budge. Of course, maybe if I put some oil on it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and... Come on, you little son of a bitch! Whoa! Ha, yes! Got you, little bastard. Bro, it's just a lock. Don't be so... Jesus Christ. You did it, Jumpy. You're so smart. If you say so. As Jumpy walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
It's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
Freezer! Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising, the freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
going to leave the rest
DBZ
to you.
character. It's that dude. And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
You don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
But...
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
When the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
No! Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob. Wait, where's Lotus?
Ah!
Did Lotus close it? It was cold, beyond cold. Merely touching, it was
The
painful.
knob's frozen!
But why?
They quickly deducted that the pipe next to the door had
Looks like
ruptured.
the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no time in
What do you
responding.
want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. Like, if you say so. Hold on.
Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
What a bitch!
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Water bottle. A rope. Okay. Is there anything else that looks useful? Okay. There's some frozen meat up there. Looks like pork. What's this? It looks like a tag or something. Chunk of pork. Can't read it like this. If we try to pull it out, it will probably rip. You need to defrost that. I don't think we're gonna be doing that in this room. Okay. Dry ice? Can't you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? explode. Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees.
Okay, Miss Chemistry.
Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
She watched Breaking Bad.
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
I thought you watched Breaking Bad.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around. Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei. It did seem rather odd.
It is kind of weird.
Junpei answered.
But it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure...
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
Bro.
So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
June replied with an answer that stunned both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Are we talking about like Celsius or Fahrenheit? Water that freezes at 96 degrees? Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees? Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up by rubbing his arms and stamping his feet, then put the question to June.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
Freedom units, okay.
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right?
Can't they just like fucking get out of there? Like, get out of there and then talk about it, Jesus Christ.
But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yep.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip.
scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance. With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is. All glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize.
It's about 35 degrees,
But
okay.
once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like... how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
Junpei was honestly impressed. It was in fact a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But
wow, yeah, that's pretty interesting, yeah. Want to tell me more, yeah?
what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
Yeah, I keep yapping for like an hour more. He was right. Junpei
Alright
shivered.
guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So seriously, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland. I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to the
Ice
search.
9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Don't we have like, if we combine this and this, that doesn't work. Doesn't look there's anything interesting. Oh my god, there was something else in there? Can you say that again? Say it again, it's really hard. Again, it's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. No, nothing, I'm fine. If it's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something. Motherfucker. Why? You got excited because she said it's very hard? What? Nah, dude. It's in pieces now, okay. You should be able to get it into anything you want now. You can't make stuff because you should be sealed something. Okay, so we want this in probably the bottle. Yeah. Embarrassed? Nah, he was probably inside. Do you want to put the dry ice? So you put the dry ice in the bottle, Jumpy. If it explodes, it could probably blast away the the ice on the door. How are we gonna get it to stay against the doorknob? Well, the rope. There we go. Why don't we use that rope to tie that bottle and onto the doorknob? We just have to put some water in it, and then if we can get it a good whack with something, kaboom! It will explode and break the ice off the door. What are we waiting for? I can't take this cold any longer. Okay. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the water.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock? Huh.
Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left from the larger chunk he crushed earlier.
This ought to do the trick.
He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from burning. And grabbed a chunk of dry ice.
Dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
It was a pretty good size, about as big as a pool
Alright,
ball.
guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Both Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, Jean?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Well, it's down there. Look down.
There is.
The fucking
Look, right
trapdoor.
here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door on the small cellar. Yeah.
Come on, get inside, quick.
Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill from the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeves. He tightened his grip and aimed and prepared to throw.
All right, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. All right, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
All right, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he dug down into the cellar with Santa and June just as... Junpei leaped up out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes. All right, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the door and grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off to the counter. And Junpei clenched his teeth and walked towards her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his
Fine.
teeth.
But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
So we can put that meat on the grill now, right? Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns? Come on, it will be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? Just gonna keep an eye on it and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool, looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Jumpy, be careful. Sweet of it to care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So are we going to have to cut the meat? Yeah, looks that way. So I need a knife. Was there a knife in here? No. That's the exit. I don't think we can open it. Hey Santa, could you open that door please? What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Guess you're getting to that age where your eyes start to go, huh? You better watch your mouth, boy, or someone won't live long enough to see that door open. Okay, well... Gouda cheese, the most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad, so you can store the... not hungry at all. What is this? Oh, it's a knife!
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
And knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but wasn't going to be much of use like it was.
It's futile.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really.
What's up with
I was
that?
just thinking about futility.
Huh?
Okay. She wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
Oh no, here we go again. I haven't.
No, I haven't.
Let's go.
What is it?
Let's fucking go.
In 1892,
It's the aliens.
14 years before the Titanic sank,
It's the aliens again. Let's fucking go.
a novel was published. It was called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking. Of course, if that was the only similarity, there wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't, though. The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passengers and crew, the number of lifeboats, even the location of the accident itself, and the cause, and the location of the damage. Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. It was almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. But this book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But that's not all. It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead, both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, two ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs.
She is crazy,
Junpei.
fucking run. Run, my bro, run. She is not worth it.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers?
Oh boy.
To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
Uh-huh.
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit.
Oh boy.
He was doing the possessing.
What? What?
What are you smoking?
Yeah, what the fuck?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic.
Huh?
He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Bro, is she Delulu? He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he would go mad. Junpei smiled uncomfortably. He was a passenger, but he was a passenger 20 years before the ship sailed out. How the fuck was he a passenger 20 years before?
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But...
That makes no sense! Yo, wait a second. Wait, I'm Googling this fucking bull now. Who was that? Thomas? Fucking... Jefferson Stead or something? Thomas Jefferson Stead, right? I forgot the name. Utility book. Morgan Robertson. William Thomas dead. Thank you. Thank you very much. Was William Thomas dead on the Titanic? A passenger on the Titanic died heroically trying to help others survive the ship's collision with an iceberg. The Stead monument was dedicated, yada yada yada. Okay. But he wrote the book. The fuck? Okay, well. The Shipwreck of the Titanic or Futility, 1920. Although the novel was written before RMS Titanic was even conceptualized, there are some uncanny similarities between the fictional and real-life versions. Like the Titanic, the fictional ship sank after wrecking on an iceberg in April in the North Atlantic Ocean, and there were not enough lifeboats for all the passengers. The Titan would have survived a head-on collision with the iceberg, but a glancing encounter did more extensive damage. There was also similarities in size, 800 foot long for the Titan versus 882 foot 9 long for the Titanic. Speed and life-saving equipment. After the Titanic sinking, some people credited Robertson for precognition and clairvoyance, which he denied. Scholars attribute the similarities to Robertson's extensive knowledge of shipbuilding. The fuck? Huh. Interesting. A passenger who died in the... Yeah, it's fucking weird. That is weird. Okay, well.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Okay, we can combine this with the whetstone. Bayonet is getting sharper by the second. I should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Oh, it's so shiny. Did you sharpen it, Jumpy? Yep. Now we can use it to cut something soft. We can cut down the meat. Alright, now that I've sharpened the knife, yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus 10 plus F. C plus 10 plus F. Do you think it's some kind of code? Damn it, they're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stands for? A and 16, right? Do you think maybe it means corporate finance? I thought it was clever and funny. Okay, what were the plates? Here. Hexadecimal, I wonder if it's some kind of hint. Yeah, maybe. Junpei, do you remember what I told you about the hexadecimal code earlier? Yeah, of course I do. Alright then, here's a little quiz for you. What would 9 plus F be in base 10? Well, F is 15, so it would be 9 plus 15, which would be 24, right? That's right, good job, you're a fast learner. So, C plus 10. C is 12? That makes it 22? With a 10. Oh no, wait, we need the... No, wait. So 10 is 16. So it's 12, 16, and 15. So it's 28, it's 43. It's 43. Didn't we see? Ah, here. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if you put in the right number, it will open the oven door. Junpei, maybe the note you found earlier. Yeah, I know. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. So basically, when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. So if I screw up, I just press C, right? Mm-hmm. Alright, let's give it a shot. So it's 43. Sounds like a medal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Yeah, the door opened. Good job, Jumpy. What is this? Saturn keycard. Looks like a lowercase h, but the line through it is throwing me off. This is a symbol for Saturn, remember? And there was an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it? Oh yeah, I remember that. I guess it means that card ain't gonna help us to get out of this room then. I'm not sure. Why don't we try it out? Yes! I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Jumpy! Let's get out of here. Yes, let's go.
I think we've been here before.
Yeah, just on the other side. Smartass. The metal grates stretch from wall to wall, and beyond it were two elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes.
Boah. Oh.
Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D. First, A and B.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah, there were 2 doors. But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Now, route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then that means...
All 4 looked at the map. They all looked at the staircase and its lazy curve leading down deeper into the ship.
Route D then.
D it is.
Yup, route...
Then we're set.
They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought. D deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water gazes back at them, its smooth surface like
At
a
least
great
the water
mirror.
level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs, just like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different. See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Is that Venus?
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it. That seems like...
Oh, ouch, 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 ouch.
Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair, and she began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence, Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, Jun spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol.
That's Mercury.
The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever. If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
How about this hallway on the left?
Whoa, there's so many doors.
They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To the right was a small hallway.
Now the right hallway.
Quickly they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front. The hallway led towards the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with...
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
It's Squid Game. It's Squid Game. He simply stood unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, a more cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Hey, they were simple simple things. Little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
He had at last been able to put a name on the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3, 7, 8. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Why is the second door blank? That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed towards the door, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8.
Oh, it's no use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the nonary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one...
says nothing.
There's nothing on it.
Right?
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
It's not responding.
All 4 took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever and still it did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red for the door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
What does it mean?
I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at the moment that they heard a voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
They spun around to see.
Snake!
Snake! But it was more than just Snake.
Ace! Clover! 7!
They all made it. Oh my god, Grim, no, don't give in, no, no, no. They spun you around around their finger. They got you again, Grim. Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who had opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they would bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How did you guys...
How did you end up here?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they had been through and how they would end up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again, although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person. Each one of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. No, thought Junpei, perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died, but they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought, the joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look?
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Why don't we check those 3 Reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in
While we're
thought.
asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was 7 who answered, and with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked confused, so did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
7 knit his brows for a moment and began to explain.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century.
Damn it, dude!
Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gourdane bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus' piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment and gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Junpei was. He felt legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah.
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
What?
Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment. Another hour has passed. A bell began to ring from far away.
A bell?
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh, 12.
It's midnight. Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Her earlier experience had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
Junpei was chosen to search the room on the starboard side, moving from fore to
I'll
aft.
meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right. Then let's do this.
The details decided they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they had been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Ace, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door number 8, or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. She pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their
What
mouths
the
shut.
hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but
But Snake is missing, right?
the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again just to make sure. The slot that had been opened on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other two?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other two boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
All right, I just want to be sure here.
Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
none.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing. Wait a minute. What? That was when he noticed his snake is missing.
Where's Snake?
And Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him!
And the words were barely out of her mouth when she began to
Hey,
run.
hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was
Well,
gone.
that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to
Let's
split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon only two of them were left. Those were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind
All
the
right,
other.
we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
Okay, you know what? That's a good place to stop. I was trying to find the whole time like a place to stop, so we can do this next then. Oh boy. It just keeps going. The game just keeps going. It's just like there's rarely a place to stop. Liking it so far. I'm enjoying it so far. It's pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. I see a lot of like similarities with AI, which is funny. I like it. There are a lot of similarities. I'm really curious, especially because like those are 3 games, so there's a lot. There's a lot.